What's poppin', T Squad? It's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I am here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Ready to Love Season 7, Episode 10 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously or literally, meaning my jokes. So if that works for you, then let's get into this review. I know I promised you guys this week that I will be dropping my home tour video of my dining room and my guest room, but I had a little bit more finishing touches to add on to it, so that video will be up Monday, you guys. Okay, all right, let's get into tonight's review. So the singles head to a couples weekend, child, and they are like in the swamp area somewhere out real far. They don't know where they're at. It's hot. They by the swamp where alligators and stuff is, and they like, where is the mansion? Where is the mansion, honey? So when they get to the house, which is gorgeous, by the way, Tony and Lyndon decide to play pool to see who Morgan is going to sleep in the bed with that night. Like, are we living in the Stone Ages? Like, who y'all think y'all are that y'all about to play on who am I gonna sleep in your bed? I can't even get out my mouth. I'm so flabbergasted. Like, I'm a grown woman. I'm gonna go where I choose to go. Like, y'all don't choose where I'm gonna go. Both of y'all were being chauvinistic pigs in that moment, and it was really disgusting to watch. So Morgan ended up coming in while this pool game is going on, and she just laughing and kikiing about it. Tony ended up winning, and I low-key feel like that's what she wanted in the first place. But I would have been like, y'all crazy. If y'all don't get out my face with this nonsense. So after that, everyone gathers to eat lunch, and Tony tells Morgan to sit next to him. So she go and sit next to him, and lo and behold, Lyndon sits on the other side of her, and he is annoyed by this. He is mad, honey. And he was like, this MF gotta hurry up. And Morgan was like, just calm down. And he was like, oh, okay, it's like that. Well, I'll move then. And in his confessional, he was like, everywhere Morgan go, there go Lyndon. And I'm like, she's his number one person, his number one connection. Y'all all sitting down. He's supposed to sit all the way over there away from her. The whole point of that weekend is for y'all to further y'all connections and really see who y'all want to be with. So where else was he supposed to sit? Like, you acting like a little kid, like you acting like a jealous little boy that want his toys and don't know how to share or want to share. So Morgan ended up pulling him outside and talking to him like he a 5-year-old that she got to coddle and calm down. And she was like, that puts me in a very compromising position. Tony was like, I don't care about that. And Morgan was like, it's so awkward, especially when you start acting like a madman. And he was like, who? Who acting like a madman? And she was like, you. He was like, what room you staying in? And she was like, I'm not saying that. Will you calm down and act like you have some home training? And in his confessional, he was like, I definitely have home training. So I was taken aback by her comment. How were you taken aback by her comment when you were acting like you ain't had no home training? You were acting like a petulant child who was having a temper tantrum because you weren't getting your way and you were trying to control everything that she do to make a point that she's mine. Like, you and your uneven oval U-turn hairlining need to have several seats, sir. Please, several seats. Take it down several notches because you look corny and you look like a clown. After that, Anthony wants to know, did he burn any bridges with Sue-Ann? Because he hadn't been communicating well with her. And she was basically like, if you snooze, you lose. Blake put himself out there. And, Anthony took it like a man. He took it like a man. He had nothing to say. He was just like, I messed up. I understand it, and I wish you well. I don't understand why Tony can't have the same mind frame. Like, okay, if I don't get chose, I don't get chose, but I'm still going to respect you in the meantime. So after that, Andre and Cynthia sit and have a talk. And in her confessional, she admits that she does not open up to Andre on the same level that she does with Anthony. I honestly think that Anthony is a better fit for her, especially with her baby daddy child is concerned. And Andre just seems a little on the fickle side to me. His hair is just like, he can't even figure out what kind of hairstyle he wants. You can't tell me he's very concise on the decisions that he make in life. Absolutely not, sir. So Cynthia says to him, I don't know if I can deal with, the flashiness of it all. And he says, I may talk shallow a lot of times, but I have depth. I've been homeless. You know, I really want to help kids out because I was a kid. And I'm like, bro, we've all been kids. Like, what? And if you know that you have very lackluster surface level conversations, and don't you think that's something you may need to work on? Like, okay. So Jeffrey and Morgan are talking, and Tony ends up walking by. So Jeffrey asks him to come over and talk to them because she needs advice on who she's going to pick, because her strongest connections at this point are with Andre and Mark Anthony. So Tony was like, you know, love is hard. No one said it was going to be easy. It's going to be feelings hurt. Love is something serious. So Morgan was like, you sound like you got so much sense when it comes to other people's scenarios, but when it comes to your own, you don't have nothing. You can be a hothead, and it's really alarming. She was like, you know, now that Marcia is gone and I have two connections, why are you like treating me, you know, so different? And he was like, because you really don't have two connections. You really only have one. And I'm not worried about Lyndon. But yeah, you're pressed like a panini, sir. Like, you're really worried about Lyndon, because anytime Lyndon is brought up, mentioned, you get that little twitch in your eye. Like, you're crazy. So Morgan was like, so what are you worried about? And Tony says, you need to set that straight. And Morgan was like, but you didn't do that with Marcia was here. And he was like, Marcia is not here right now, though. Okay, now we doing tit for tat. But at the same token, she's very much right. If Marcia was still here, you still would have been on some, I'm trying to figure it out. I still got to decide. Nobody rushed you. And so now that one of your connections is gone, you want to rush me to just pick you so you can feel like the man and feel like you won. Nah, bro, it don't work like that. So the couples gather for dinner, and it's been said that some people was, you know, swigging and drinking and might be a little tipsy. So some people were already worried that dinner was going to go left, and it did. So Lyndon pops a conversation off saying, you know, a lady is going home in the morning. Tony, who would you send home? And Tony was like, I mean, obviously I have a connection with Morgan, so my concern is that she not be sent home. And Lyndon was like, we're in the same boat, buddy. You know, if Marcia was still here, how would you feel? And at this point, I'm already peeping game. Lyndon, you was messing with that man. You started that conversation on purpose to put him on blast. And it worked. It fully worked. But I feel like you were being underhanded. Instead of just going to her and telling her what it was, or letting the best man win, you played dirty. You played dirty and started that whole conversation to, like I said, put him on blast. And I felt like that was childish, very soap opera-ish, very Empire-ish. You know what I'm saying? Very Days of Our Lives. It was giving kid. Like, both of y'all some kids. I wouldn't pick neither one of y'all. Your haircut weird. His haircut weird. You dressed weird. He dressed like a banker. Like, I don't understand what's going on, child. So Blake was like, Lyndon, like, chill. Like, even Blake, squarehead ass, knew what was going on. And Tony was like, no. You know, if Marcia was here, we all know I have a connection with her, but Morgan been number one since day one. And Lyndon was like, all right, copy that. So Tony was like, fair enough. All right. Like, at this point, he heated, he mad, and he's playing right into Lyndon's hand. Lyndon is very, very calculated and smart. So Tony was like, okay, well, let me ask you something. How do you feel that I have a deeper connection with Morgan and you know it? And Cynthia said, well, God. And Tony was like, how do you feel that I kissed her 5 or 6 times and you never kissed her? How you feel about that? And Linda was like, I mean, I'm fine. I mean, but if you really want to go there. And it was exactly what he wanted. Tony played exactly into his hands because he was waiting for him to go there so he could drop the bomb. And so Lyndon was like, I mean, if you really want to go there, how do you feel about telling me if Marcia was here, I could have Morgan? Did you say that? And I was like, are these grown men tossing this girl back and forth like she a baseball? Like, what? So Tony was like, yeah, I did say that. And Morgan in her confession was like, I was shocked. I couldn't believe that, he was trying to pass me around or whatever. At that point, it was a wrap. It would have been a wrap for me. Ain't no more conversation. No more conversation at all for you or for you. Neither one of y'all. I bow out gracefully. This whole experiment is done and over with. Because, like, how dare you say some mess like that about me? Excuse you? So, Tony was like, it was a moment of me being angry. And Linda was like, you were not angry. You were casual. And Tony was like, you don't know what's going on between me and Morgan. You continue to be a nuisance. You can continue to try and it's not happening. You're going to lose. You're going to sleep alone tonight. Look where she's sitting at. And Morgan was like, first of all, I'm right here. Like, y'all talking about me like I'm not even here. So she gets up and leaves the table because she's upset. And Lyndon in his confessional said, Tony told me that off camera in confidence. Then when I saw him trying to manipulate Morgan throughout the day, I was like, I got to say something. So you knew what you was going to do. Like I said, you planned that. You planned that out. And that was a PUSSY move. It really honestly was. And it was childish. And I wouldn't want either one of y'all. So Lyndon afterwards apologized to Morgan. She accepts his apology. And then Tony comes in and was like, I owe you an apology. Men say a lot of things. Did I say that? Yeah. Did I mean it? No. Lyndon is conniving. He did that for a reason. You've always been my number one. And Morgan was like, Cynthia makes a very good point. You should pay attention to the way someone treats you when they're mad. And when you're mad, you're not kind to me. And I was like, girl, that's all you need to know right there. First of all, that day showed me he has an attitude problem, he has a temper problem, he has a jealousy issue, and he's controlling. All of those are red flags to keep it moving on. And then the biggest one of them all is him saying if Marcia was still there, that Lyndon could have you, which basically lets you know that you were second choice to Marcia. He made his choice with even saying that. So, he was like, I mean, I'm not going to go back and forth with you in terms of I did this and you did that. However, you entertained this guy right in front of my face. How do you expect for me to respond? And it's like, dude, you've been entertaining her, the other girl that got eliminated, Marcia, all in her face, and it was cool. But now that you ain't got no other connections, you crying and stuff. Boy, so Morgan was like the same way I responded when you had to spend, time with Marcia. She was like, I care for you, Tony. That's why when you say stupid, yeah, it bothers me. And she was like, this here is enough, because if we already doing this, then this is not a good sign. So he was like, so the question is, do you continue? She was like, I don't know. Basically, he was trying to ask her, the question is, are you going to continue to talk to both of us? And she was like, I don't know. And he was like, well, that's not good enough for me. I can't operate with I don't know. And she was like, well, you made a mess. And he was like, you know what? Guys say a lot of things they don't mean. And Morgan was like, I don't want to be with a man that says things that they don't mean. And he was like, what are we doing? And she was like, you made the mess. And he was like, you know what? This conversation is done. And that's another thing that is a big sign when going into relationships. If a man messes up and then apologizes and you tell him that you're not ready to like just move past it, you still have issues and concerns, and then he gets mad at you for not folding when he wanted you to fold and give in, the apology wasn't genuine. He just wanted to correct the situation for him, not for you. And the fact that he's still walking around here like she did something to him, like she offended him, talking something, I'm not going to continue this conversation. Who you talking to, bro? You offended me, but you got an attitude? Make it make sense. He's pig-headed, and you should not pick him. And I wouldn't want Linda neither, because Linda act like a girl. Point blank and the period. Overall, I'm going to give this episode of Ready to Love an A, because it was good. It was really, really good. One of the best episodes in the last few weeks. Y'all let me know what y'all felt about it down below. Do y'all think that Morgan needs to let Tony and Lyndon go? Let Tony go, keep Lyndon, give Tony up? Or do you think that she should forgive him for, speaking out of turn because he was upset? Y'all let me know. Let's talk down below in the comment section, you guys. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.